Even mild suspense creates tension, excitement, and anticipation. Something to look forward to in your classroom. But first, here's a joke that's sure to catch your attention. Have you met my friend Annette? She's married to a fisherman. Look forward is similar to a literary technique called in media res, which means in the middle of the action. When writers begin their story in the middle or at the end of the plot line, the reader is immediately drawn into some significant point of the story, from which the author will likely use flashback to either go back to the beginning of the story in order to then tell it in chronological order, or maybe perhaps jump back and forth from the present to the past. This technique makes the reader wonder what happened in the past that brought the character to this particular point in time and under these circumstances. It is a great way for authors to create some mystery and suspense in the reader. The scene could cause foreboding in the reader, and it could certainly hook his or her attention. This idea would work equally well in our classroom. This technique gets the immediate attention of the reader. I mean, who can resist reading a story that starts off with, "When he came to, he saw the body on the floor. The cop standing next to it turned to him and asked, 'Why did you do it?' He had no idea." This type of technique gets the reader interested in the story immediately. If you put an agenda on the board for a lesson or the morning, you can start students looking forward immediately as soon as they walk into the classroom. If you add a catchy name to some of the topics on your agenda, they seem all the more intriguing. If you call one mystery activity, you can make the anticipation even more intense. You can even go a step further by referring to it occasionally throughout the class. You might say, "Oh, we're almost there. I bet you're wondering what it is." You might even think you know, but you have no idea. Here are a couple of little tricks that add a bit of magic to your references to the future. For example, you might say something like, "Later we'll be making this really tricky, so stay with me now, even if it seems easy." Or you might want to try something like this. "By the end of class, you'll be able to," or "By the end of class, you'll know the true story behind." Or you might even say, "This is the first step in a skill that you'll want to show off to all of your friends. Everybody's going to be asking you how you do it." And there are plenty of simpler ways that you can look forward. One technique that I really like is previewing what's next in your directions. Consider this. Take exactly 3 minutes to answer the questions in front of you. Then we'll begin discussing the novel. Doesn't that sound much better than saying, "Take some time to answer the questions in front of you," with no reference to what's next? I mean, after hearing the first version, the second one, it almost pleads for an answer to, "And then what?" The look forward technique shows students where you are going and where you will be by the end of class. And the rest of the time, you're leading students on a journey in which they already know the ending, but are even more excited to discover the route.